My name is Mahmoud Jama. I was born in Somalia, came here at the age of 13 via Holland. I done my GCSEs and A levels. I grew up in Hackney. I done my undergraduate at King's College, London University. I have a master's in pharmacology, another master's in educational leadership and curriculum development. I'm a qualified lecturer, assessor, and internal verifier. Currently, I am the principal of Brookwood Independent College, an initiative that started last year, and we mainly cater for A levels and GCSE students. I'm very optimistic, and I'm not the one that usually talks about the challenges they faced. And however, I must admit, being a Somali, black, and a Muslim, it's like having the best of both worlds. I have been discriminated against based on my color skin. I have been discriminated against for being a Muslim, but I can give you examples. Growing up in Holland, I used to have a little box in my classroom where students would put their details of things that I have done to them, and at the end of the school day, the teacher would read them out. That was probably the worst, and even in London, I haven't, to be honest, faced as much racism and discrimination compared to Holland. I'm very grateful to have really good parents who kept me constantly motivated, especially my dad. He used to tell me, listen, you're already black, you're already Muslim, that means you have to work twice as hard as anyone else. So I had the heads up. So it kept me motivated, to be honest. I would have endless nightless sleep when I was doing my A levels, and that kept me going and going and going because I knew what I wanted, and if they don't want it, I guess they have to deal with it. Most parents need to work on allow their young children to independently learn and pursue a field that they want to do. Don't force it upon them. They are not cast. They need time to develop. Give them more freedom in terms of learning, and perhaps they have a different preference for learning. So, visual learners, face-to-face learners, these things will help and develop a young person. And in my case, I must admit, I was more of an individual learner. My parents gave me a lot of freedom. They told me, what is it that you wish to pursue? And especially my dad, he has been very helpful in pursuing my dreams, alhamdulillah. And he kept me motivated. There wasn't much of a reward principle. It was, you done A, now time to do B. You done B, time to do C. So there was no room for error, room for fulfilling, the feeling of I have accomplished something, I'm okay. And I think this may be perhaps where a lot of young Somali sisters and brothers tend to slow down. They complete their A level, so they do their GCSE, they get a couple of A's, and they're like, okay, I'm very smart. That's not the case. The GCSEs is just a start to a long marathon. I must admit, I am very old now, and the challenges that we faced growing up is very different to the challenges young people face now. When we were growing up, there wasn't Snapchat or online need to impress people. It was quite different, and the challenges I think young people face now is more psychological compared to physical challenges. We were bullied. There was sense of discrimination. There's fights after schools. Now young people don't want to be embarrassed. They want to be very popular, and I think we need to restore confidence in them. So this is where the identity part comes in. You're Somali. Sooner or later, you will go back home. You need to contribute back to the Somali society. How are you going to contribute? Are you going to contribute via, rapping or freestyling? Or are you going to contribute with your educational achievement, skills that you have obtained in the UK? There's a sense, I think there's two extremes. There's one group of people would say university doesn't mean nothing, qualification is just on paper. And there's another group of people would say that it's all about degrees and it's all about qualifications. I must admit, I am in between. I think having a qualification, having access to education, will give you greater opportunities in life. However, it isn't the only thing that will make someone great. I think that once you have the qualification, the question will be, how would you implement it in your life? What kind of changes will you do with the things that you have learned? If you are getting qualifications for the sole purpose of showing off and being content at your status, then know that once you reach once you are part of the workforce, it's no longer about qualifications, because everyone will by then have people in your boat will graduate from red brick universities. It's how would you implement the things that you have learned and make a change in society. If you intend to get involved in research, if you want to become a developer in curriculum, if you want to become a qualified assessor or a qualified lecturer, I would say you need to have a passion for teaching. You need to be able to creatively think on your feet, and you need to come up with eureka moments. So find something that you enjoy, and if you want to get into teaching, there is the usual route of doing a PGCE and going to teaching, primary or secondary, or you can do something different, which I have done, which is go at university, teach at university level, develop curriculum for a brand new school, assess actual teachers. Are they teaching you properly? Do they have inclusive practice? Is there certain promoting equality, diversity? Is the assessment reflective to what they're actually learning? If you're really interested in how the school is managed, and if you want to go into education leadership, then I would say go for it. There's a dire need for it here in the UK and back home, especially back home. And you can really make a change in society, because these young people will grow up, they'll go to great universities, and you'll look back and say, wow, amazing. Now that feeling is priceless. Brookwood College was an initiative that we have come up with about a year ago. It was to increase the attainment level of Somali students. I know Somalis are very intelligent, but there wasn't many of us pursuing courses at red brick universities, Russell Group universities. There weren't many of us going for medicine and pharmacy. So I thought maybe the reason why they didn't partake in such courses is because of the lack of information for them. There wasn't much resources for them. They were very ill prepared for the summative assessments for A-levels. They didn't know how to apply for UCAS and make a good personal statement. We are putting the puzzle together. We're helping students with good exam technique-based learning. We're helping them with how to prepare for personal statement, how to get work experience, how to do well in school interviews, university interviews. And hopefully these things will come together and people are able to go to good universities, and this is what we do now. Last week alone, one of my students got accepted to Nottingham University, an unconditional offer. Why? Because he had a great personal statement, done the work experience, and got a good reference. And now he's preparing for his A-level exams. This is what we want to do. Inshallah, within the next decade or so, we want to produce the next Albert Einstein. We want to have Somalis graduating from Brookwood Independent College, going to do great things in life and to contribute not only to the British society, but back home in the building of the infrastructure. Inshallah. It is very important to have someone that believes in you. There's this new theory going around called the self-fulfilling prophecies, where people are saying if the teachers put you down, you will most likely be going to a pathway of failure. That's not the case. They say success is not measured by what you achieve, but it's by the number of obstacles that you have to go through to achieve your goals. So yes, you will have obstacles when you pursue something, and you will have many people telling you don't do it, but you tell them yes I can. You will, and you will end up doing what you want to do and perfect your field. That's what I would advise someone. Whatever you do, make sure you perfect it. Work hard, do your research. Don't be demotivated. If you start becoming demotivated, you get lazy, you won't achieve nothing. So get rid of that laziness, work hard, and work hard in the shadows. Don't look for someone to give you credit. Work hard, believe in your cause, believe in what you want to do, and then finally the results will speak for itself.